have been walking the Camino Portugués for a few days now, and you literally get to a fork in the road right outside Pontevedra. Should you go right and continue on the central route, or should you turn left and try this detour that is about 3 days, but includes walks through mountains, by the river, and even a boat ride? Hi everyone, Francine here. Today we're gonna break down the pros and cons of the spiritual variant so we can see if it's worth it for you. So what is the Variante Espiritual? The spiritual variant is a 3-day route that you take right outside Pontevedra. It's approximately 76 kilometers, of which about 28 are just the boat ride, compared to the 40 kilometers on the central route. So in reality, it's not all of that different. It's only about 8 kilometers extra walk if you were doing the spiritual variant. The spiritual variant allows you to contemplate for a less crowded, more spiritually reflective, and more scenic experience. Why is it unique? It is the only route that combines mountain hiking, riverside, water and stone path, and a boat ride. Most people choose it because it feels deeper and calmer. So what are the typical stages? Stage number 1 is the grunt. It's a hard stage out of Cambaro with a climb of about 400-600 meters elevation gain. Cambaro is a historic fishing village in Galicia, known for its stone houses, narrow streets, and traditional horrios lining the sea. I stayed here for a couple hours before facing the climb, and sometimes I wish I had stayed there for a night. Armenteira is a small village in Galicia, known for its medieval monastery. It was founded in the 12th century. Pilgrims can get a blessing here, typically around 7 p.m. And the nuns are Cistercian, which means they usually stay within the monastery. Stage 2 is the dream. Walk from Armenteira to Vila Nova de Arousa, and it's about 23 kilometers. It's often called the most beautiful day of the Camino Portugués. It's almost entirely downhill or flat. You walk through the stone and water path, which is called the Ruta de Pedra e da Água, with historic watermills and some small waterfalls. It's shaded and cool, making it a favorite for many pilgrims. Stage 3 is the last day of the spiritual variant, where you're going to rejoin with everyone else walking the central route. I'll call this the rest day because you're only going to walk from your albergue to the boat. Then you're going to have the 28 kilometers boat ride, which takes about an hour and a half. And you're going to then walk from the dock in Ponte Cesuros to Padrón, which is about 2 kilometers. So not a lot of walking today. You'll see the world's only maritime way of the cross, featuring 17 stone crosses rising out of the water. According to the legend, after the death of St. James, his disciples carried his body by sea from Jerusalem, crossing the Mediterranean, sailing the Atlantic, and finally entering Galicia through the Ria de Arousa and the Ula River. This journey, known as the Traslatio, is the spiritual heart of this route. Do the costs really differ from the central route? Not really. The albergues are still going to be around 10 euros for municipal, 15, 20, 25 for the private albergues. The difference though is that you're probably going to have an extra night and the boat ride, which is about 30-35 euros. People also find Cambaro a little more expensive. That because Cambaro is also a touristic place. Sorry, I'm having to add some extra in here because I've been seeing lots of people asking if the spiritual variant counts towards the Compostella, and there's a lot of confusion there. It all depends on where you start. If you start somewhere that is going to be more than 100 kilometers and you can still get your 2 stamps a day, you're going to get your Compostella. It doesn't matter if you did the spiritual variant or not, or if you took the boat or not. However, if you only start, for example, in Pontevedra, then that's not 100 kilometers walking. Then, no, it's not going to count because it's not going to be enough walking to count towards your Compostela. The kilometers at the office always counts from the town that you started. That doesn't matter if you did the spiritual or not. They don't update the Compostella kilometers if you get the kilometer certificate to include extra kilometers for the spiritual variant. It's still gonna be the same as if you had walked the central route. So there you go. If you start in Oporino, that is about 105 kilometers, or at Vigo, also around 100 kilometers, or at Tui, which is about 115 kilometers. Even if you do the spiritual variant, you still get your Compostella as long as you have your 2 steps a day. So what is the verdict? Is it worth it? If you are on a very tight budget and you're trying to get to Santiago as fast as possible, then this may not be for you. That's because you're going to probably have the extra day and the boat ride, which may increase the costs a little bit. But if you love nature, history, and want a break from the crowd, then this route may be for you. If you're considering it and you still have questions, please leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to check out all my vlogs for the spiritual variant next. And if this video helped you plan your Camino, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again soon. Buen Camino! Bye!